What is up, DC Junction? I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
We are back here today talking about some good old-fashioned DC news on DC Junction because, weirdly enough, a lot of things happened between last Friday and today.
Get these boxes out of this shot.
I have a laundry basket.
That's true.
Right
That's true.
there, so it's totally fine, and a fridge that's not plugged in. I'm in a constant state of disarray.
Fair.
I'm always halfway between being cleaned up and organized. Like my shelf's dope. My shelf is dope, but this counter here is an absolute unmitigated disaster.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. I live in a basement. Who cares? Yeah. There has been some just a smattering of things. One kind of big thing that dropped, like, right after we did our recording.
Yes.
So, first, I want to get this one out of the way. Not out of the way in a bad way, but just we did lose a true talent.
Yes.
In the comic book world. Just the other day. Help me with the last name here, Matt.
Sal Buscema, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, because we all know how I am with last names and famous comic book people. Yes, Sal Buscema passed away at the age of 89. Now Sal was predominantly a Marvel artist which if you've read Marvel comics you've seen something he's done work on.
Yeah,
but he did have a period in the 90s and in the 2010s where he did some DC work as well. But regardless, like we couldn't not mention the passing.
Yeah.
It's like when Stan Lee died, like you don't not talk about it.
Yeah. No, Sal Buscema is one of those guys where, like, you couldn't get away from his work. He was everywhere, all over the place, and in random spots. So,
yeah. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to, like, rattle off things he's worked on because it's just, like, insert Marvel title here.
Yeah.
I think like the DC one would be a lot easier. I think it was mostly, it was in the 2010s. It was just for a thing. He just did some penciling on, like, something for the Flash.
Yeah. He seemed to be, for a while there, the artist, like, if somebody got behind, you could throw him in, workhorse, get it done.
Yeah.
Your regular artist is back on the next issue or two. And that's where I saw him a lot.
And it throws some credibility, and you probably move a few extra issues with people who are like, oh, Sal drew this one. Like, yeah, and also like at 89 years old, I mean, I'm not, like, that's not like, oh, gone too young. It's like, it's more like, what a life.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to Sal Buscema. Obviously it's always tragic, but we said this about several people who have passed away. We wouldn't have this show if it weren't for the likes of him. So thank you very much. On to some more positive things. This is kind of a fun thing. We're getting into award season, and it's not something we usually get to talk about on a comic book podcast, let alone a DC one. But the Saturn Awards are right around the corner, and DC, Warner Brothers in general, but DC got some nomination love. Welcome to Derry got nominated, which that's just Warner Bros. But the showrunners Andy Muschietti, who is currently attached to be the director of Batman: Brave and the Bold for the time being. And you missed what I said. Did you miss what I say there?
I think so. Allegedly.
And then also The Pit, which I still haven't watched, but Peacemaker was nominated for Best Superhero Television Series, Best Actor in a Television Series for John Cena, Best Supporting Actress for Jennifer Holland. Harley Quinn was nominated for Best Animated Television Series. But I still need to watch the last season. I really do. The day the Earth blew up, which is the Looney Tunes one, got nominated for Best Animated Film. Haven't watched it yet. Really need to. And Creature Commandos got nominated also for Best Animated Television. So DC's actually competing against itself.
Yeah.
What timeline are we in? where because the Saturn Awards aren't nothing. Like that's not nothing. So like, what world are we in where DC's competing with itself in the same category at a notable award? What a time.
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's fine.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll report on that as it happens. I don't know when the Saturn Awards are. Actually, now that I think about it, let me look that up. When are the
You got me.
When are the Saturn Awards?
Yeah.
It's not on the post.
When are the Saturn Awards?
That. I don't think they've released the date yet.
Sunday, March 8th.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, why was that so hard to find?
I have no idea. I found it pretty quick.
It's almost like people don't care. All right. And then this one just kind of popped up on our radar, on my radar at least. I sent this to you I don't know if you had a chance to see it. I sent it to you on Instagram.
Okay.
Like an hour ago. But we've heard smatterings and seen smatterings of this online. And we touched on this last week, but we can talk about it a little bit more this week, I guess, since James Gunn's touching on it. Which is about Christina Hodson being assigned to be the screenwriter, the writer on Batman Brave and the Bold. I just want to say before I say what James Gunn said, because people are saying, really, the person that wrote The Flash? Okay, she wasn't the writer for The Flash, number one. She was a writer on The Flash.
Yeah.
Number two, the writer is not the director.
Yes.
The writer is not the director. The writer is not.
Yeah.
And so then I want to get into what James Gunn said, which is, I will only say anyone maligning Christina Hodson's screenwriting skills has almost certainly never read an actual screenplay by Christina Hodson. She's one of the writers who was with us early in the DCU planning stages. I don't think you can judge my writing based on films others directed, as massive liberties are sometimes taken. Which has me going two different ways. One, she's been here since his early conversations about being in the DCU. So she's she's part of that writer's room and she's well versed in whatever they're planning over there, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, that felt like a little bit of shade in Andy Muschietti.
I mean,
a little bit. A little bit.
I think it also has to do with him. He has films out there that he wrote that he did not direct.
Correct.
And it happened. Look, I've written films, not big, but done films, and even I've written the script, shot the movie myself, and changed it.
I have gone against my own script on the set of a film I was directing. Yeah. Because in the moment you realize, nope.
Yeah.
That's why with the first Deadpool movie, it was so big that Ryan Reynolds was paying out of pocket to have his writers on set during filming, because Fox kept slashed that out of their budget. And he was like, I'm not going to not have the writers when I'm making the movie.
Well, and look, all films are written 3 times. They're written in the script.
Yes.
They're written when they're directed. They're rewritten. They're written as a script. They're rewritten as they're directed, and then they are rewritten in the editing room.
That is correct.
So you're 3-4 steps
away. I've never heard it put that way before. That's very good, Matthew Hasso.
I'm trying to remember somebody who said,
"TM." No. We're TMing that. TM.
Okay.
That's ours.
Okay.
That's ours.
Yeah.
And that's a joke in case if somebody wants to sue us. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But that's what's happened. That's what reshoots are all about. But no, I don't think you can sit here. I mean, you can go.
I'm gonna look up what she's worked on right here.
Well, and they've talked about it on another show, and it's like you can go. The tone of everything she's written is a similar thing. Does that mean the tone of this thing, like Batman Brave and the Bold, is going to be that? Now I'll go, okay, let's look at that as a potential issue you could have. But ultimately, it just depends on who's directing it.
Correct.
If it's her writing it and Andy directing it, which we both are kind of like, that's not happening. I would be.
Andy's coming back. I really don't think.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the director.
They don't want him to come back. To that, I mean, we've both said at length the best stuff in The Flash was the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of, you know, the stuff with Michael Keaton, and even the stuff with Ben Affleck, the suit notwithstanding, was well written and
Yeah.
well done in those sequences. Like, his suit looked weird, but those action pieces were really good.
They were there. Yeah.
They were there. They existed. But looking at because she hasn't done a lot. She doesn't have a long career, but that's okay. She was a writer on Bumblebee.
That's a big plus.
Which is a big plus because that was the one that pulled that franchise out of the shit heap.
Yeah.
Because after last night, everyone was like, can we be done with these?
Yeah.
Y'all got Anthony Hopkins to say dude and had Mark Wahlberg sword fight with Optimus Prime. Can we be done?
Yeah.
And then they came in and said, no. Haley Steinfeld, John Cena, Bumblebee. That's all you need. And that was truly all we needed. Birds of Prey, I don't know how, was that like written by her, or was that like, oh yeah, no, that was her, Paul Dini, and Bruce Timm. Wow.
The problem with that script is it's not a
lot of problems with that movie.
Not bad. It just missed the mark. Does that make sense?
The problem with the problem with her with Birds of Prey and moreover The Flash is those two movies are still old guard DC WB, where it's like you don't even know what, you know. We look what happened with like Zack Snyder's Justice League. What we've heard about things like David Ayer's the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, like everything that seems to have come to pass. It's like I don't necessarily want to give someone if they're a director, I am less inclined. But if they're a writer, I'm more inclined to give them a pass when it comes to these DC films. If not for anything, then it's because those movies were being made by committees and boardrooms and charts and ad agencies. Those weren't being made by
reactions and
those were being made on the fly. You know, I look at like, you know, someone like that one I honestly blame on like someone like the director, because it's like she was a television director, you know what I mean? Like I'm not defending Christina Hodson by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not ready to sit here and run her up on a cross because The Flash wasn't awesome. You know what I mean?
Look, Supergirl will be the telltale. If a movie that James Gunn isn't involved in is still good, then we know he can at least make sure the film is good that he's not 100% involved in. So I'm not worried.
The other thing I haven't mentioned yet, because we can't really speak on it, is she was also the writer on Batgirl.
Yeah.
So, you know, but again, that was a movie that was written to be part of that universe's.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't decide if that movie sucks so bad they didn't want it to be public, or that by then Keaton was out as Batman and they couldn't release it because of that.
I genuinely think it was the Keaton thing, because I have never, if not for nothing, Brendan Fraser has gone so hard to bat for that movie. No pun intended.
Oh gosh, I am sorry.
No, I'm right there with you. We are recording this at our usual time, yet I am really tired. I think it's just because I'm physically exhausted as a side deviation. It's 9 degrees. What is it currently right now in Ohio? It's 2 degrees in Dayton, Ohio. It's gonna be, dude, they're canceling school in the area because it's gonna be in the negatives like for the next 2-3 days. I have comedy shows in Huber Heights and Mason, Ohio, Friday and Saturday. Everybody brave the cold.
Get a helicopter.
We also got 1.5 feet of snow on Sunday, and for the last 3 days digging myself, my mother, and my sister out of it. And so I am physically exhausted, and it's also just fucking cold. So, anyway. So all of this to say, like, I'm still not even sure who's directing this movie. We don't know when this movie's coming out. This movie's not even going into production until 27 at the earliest.
Yeah, when does Batman 2 come out?
The Batman 2 comes out next year, goes into production this year.
So it comes out in 2027?
It comes out in 27. So DCU's Batman won't even go into production until next year.
Yeah. So yeah, but 2028 at the earliest. At the earliest. Yeah.
Earliest. And it's so I'm not gonna lose sleep over this. And anybody who is just looking for a reason to add to the pile-on of there's another reason why this is gonna be terrible, even though it continues to make money and please everybody. Everybody hates this. That's why there's a bidding war over it.
Yeah, exactly. And editing, coffee's yummy. Continue.
Yeah, I know. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Put a shot of Mio in this. I hate getting older. I realize I'm saying that to you, but like my girlfriend's a few years older than me too, so she hates when I make those comments. So I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm the one she's in her early 40s and looks younger than me. I'm the one whose body is falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha.
Anyway, Lobo happened out of absolute nowhere. So we figured, it would be a good chance to just talk about Lobo.
Yes.
Who is he? How did we get into him? What does he mean to us? What can he mean? What door does he open? And just kind of, the DCU Jason Momoa Aquaman of it all. Let's now, Matt, we've already referenced the fact that you're a senior citizen. Why don't you tell us a little bit, because you read Lobo when he was in comics. So talk, man.
Back in the old days when you could buy
back tonight and we liked it.
Yeah,
Harvey SNL bits.
Yeah, so it's honestly through the artist Simon Beasley, who I had liked some of his work. He'd been talking about this one project that he was going to do with Kevin Eastman, so I was kind of into him. And then there was this thing called Lobo, and the ad, because I was such a combo geek that I would get the previews catalog every month and look through it to see what books I was going to buy in 2 or 3 months when those came out. Yeah. And they had the full page ad of him. He's in the biker jacket with the sleeveless. He's buff. He's this, that. He's all the things the early 90s could be. And so then, of course, I read the comic, and he was great because he was ultimately like kind of a pseudo satire of Wolverine and Punisher combined into one, where he was ridiculously overly violent, to the point where there's a scene in one of the comics where like he's at a hotel and he's like looking around, nobody's there to help him. He starts ringing the bell, but he won't stop ringing it until the person comes out. So he's like, bing, 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 bing. And the guy comes out, he's like, excuse me, you don't have any patience? And then the next panel is he has like ripped this dude's head off and he's using the guy's telephone.
Excellent.
And he's just that throughout the book. And it was just between Simon Beasley's art, the intensity and the craziness of this overly violent guy, and he was also just hilariously funny and cool. And I just fell in love with him. And I read all of those. The Last Caesarean was his first 4-issue. I started trying to get the comics he was in because he was in the Legion comic. It was really, really cool and fun. And then, of course, years later, when he shows up in the Superman cartoon, it was like, it's Lobo. It's Lobo.
And that's where I enter the picture.
Yeah.
Of being the right age, the perfect age. Be like, oh, well, this is the greatest thing I've seen in a long time. Yes. More of this, please. Because I was that kid who would like I played sports and stuff, and would do a lot of stuff on the weekend, so like I wouldn't always watch them when they aired. So I would record them on the VCR at a blank tape.
Yeah.
And I would watch them, and I would rewatch them a lot. And then when the reruns would come, I'd watch them to get them. I remember I rewatched the Lobo one like a lot.
Yeah.
And I was grabbing when I could get them those like companion comics that would come out, for the animated series. And there are the Lobo ones that like there are jokes from those that still like live rent free in my head.
Yes.
Like just Lobo is one of those characters that's like, if you like good comedic writing, like good dark comedic writing, really is what's where you can shine with Lobo. Like if you can write for Deadpool, you can write for Lobo.
Yeah. And it is so fun because he is a character that you can do the most extremes with. So like when he comes back in Justice League and he's just stacking cars on top of Calabac, say uncle, and he's just like, and you're like,
voiced by Brad Garrett.
Yes. Perfectly and outstandingly.
It's kind of like how like, and we'll talk about like Kevin Michael Richardson and John DiMaggio and all that here in a sec, but like Brad Garrett's voice is Lobo, and in my head the same way I always compare everyone to Kevin Conroy or to Mark Hamill or to Frank Oz. Kermit, not Kermit, that's Jim Henson. Frank Oz is Yoda. Yeah, Brad Garrett is Lobo's voice to me.
Yes,
and we've never had a bad one, I dare say.
I don't think so. No,
we haven't had many, but we've never had a bad one. Kind of a hard. I will say it's kind of a hard one to mess up.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it when in Young Justice he didn't even speak English, but he would say frag, and you knew.
Oh,
it was like frag was his frag. So it was so funny when he was like, "Bozy just does the frag," and I'm like, "Oh, that means he's going to kill that guy."
David Sobolov. Oh, really? I didn't know that. He did a lot of Transformers stuff.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Neat. Yeah, I mean, for me, and also just like as someone who's always been attracted to just kind of like, I mean, like even now, like kind of just like the rock star style of apparel and dress, tattoos, heavy metal, biker studs, that kind of thing. Like, yeah, Judas Priest is like my favorite band. Like, you tell me he wouldn't love Judas Priest?
Yeah.
Come on.
As long as his dolphins like them, which I don't think they've done in the animation. But
no,
it's in the comic.
Never had the dolphins. No, I don't know. I actually don't. I feel like I do and I don't.
So in the comics, I think there may have been somewhere in one of the animations. In the comics, his only pet is space dolphins, and they're at his house, and they just kind of float, and he feeds them, and he loves them.
I feel like I've seen a reference to this in some capacity.
It's the weirdest, like this overly violent, crazy dude loves to watch these space dolphins. So, yeah, it's hilarious.
Emperor Palpatine like the opera. I don't know.
And the head turn.
But I also appreciate this, and you get this in the Tomorrow. I think it's in the Tomorrowverse or My Adventures of Superman. I forget which one. Where it's like, yes, he's a bike ride. I think it's My Adventures with Superman. He's a bike riding meathead, but he also like understands like interdimensional travel and tech and stuff like that. Like, he's kind of an idiot savant in a way.
Yeah. He's a bounty hunter, and he has a very strict code. He
does. He's a slave to the almighty dollar and nothing else, just like Boba Fett.
Like, makes promises. If it's a promise, he'll keep it. He has that thing there, which is so funny.
Yeah, but there is something about Lobo in Supergirl, in this take on Supergirl, to kind of move into the DCU of it all.
Yeah,
that is appealing. Of this is a story, because we've both read the book, and so this is a story that takes place in a kind of fantasy meets Wild West sort of world. And the great thing about Lobo is you can kind of pick him up and place him just about anywhere, and he kind of fits. And so but with this one, how do you think, like, or what, how, just general feelings and opinions, like, how are you thinking like this take on Lobo might expand sort of our take on Superman and Supergirl a little bit?
I mean, I think traditionally he hates Superman in the comics. He hates anybody who is like the Blue Scout of good. Like the Blue Boy Scout of good is like the antithesis to him. He hates that crap. But he is also like this big bounty hunter. Mm-hmm. So like he's either after Supergirl or he's after the girl she's protecting, because that's usually how he comes into conflict with a lot of the heroes, is like, hey, I'm supposed to come and do this thing. Mm-hmm. And whether he's been your buddy or not, if his job is like, hey, I'm supposed to grab Bruce Wayne and take him to Darkseid, he'll take that job. And if anybody gets in the way of him grabbing Bruce Wayne, Batman, I know I said Batman, he probably would have no idea they're the same. But if Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman gets in the way, he's going to beat the crap out of him, and he's still going to try and do his mission. Mm-hmm. And no matter what, he's going to get that mission done. And I think that's where he's not a villain per se, but if you get in the way of what he's trying to do, he's probably going to try and kill you. And he is Superman level strength and invulnerability. They got rid of it, but early on, if he got wounded and enough of his blood spilled, it would just make a clone of him.
Yeah, that can go.
Yeah, it quickly left, but
that feels like something out of Invincible or The Boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Remember, he originates as like a pseudo reoccurring villain who is in this really weird pink and yellow costume, and then it's not until Simon Beasley gets a hold of him, gives him the biker thing, that he changes. But yeah, I think he's just a fun character, because there's something to that whole, like, my mission is this thing I've taken on, and it's not good, it's not bad, it's that I'm supposed to grab this person and take him where I was paid to take him, and if you get my way. So you could totally see how he doesn't hate Supergirl, but if she stops him from doing what he's doing, he's going to fight her, and he may be able to beat her.
I can easily see where he's just that whole sequence, which we've seen in both of these teasers now, which I have a feeling is probably going to be part of our, like, it's the sequence where Supergirl, and what is the girl's name? I'm trying to think of what that character, I've been trying to pull it out of my head. I've been trying to long talk my way into pulling it out of my ass. I can't pull it up. But when Supergirl and that girl, like, when she like gets Supergirl to like help her and like, take on, which I have a feeling is probably going to happen 20 minutes into the movie.
Ruthie Marnol,
the character's name
is Ruthie.
Okay,
I think that's according to Wikipedia.
I thought it was something else. That's fine. That was not even close to
Krem. I'm sorry, Krem.
No, Krem's the bad guy.
So then Ruthie's the good guy.
Ruthie's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. So
when Ruthie comes and tries to enlist Kara to help her, basically, while Kara's on a binge.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing is Lobo showing up, and is probably also the scene where everyone's got the sights trained on Kara. My guess is all of that is part of all of the same sequence. Probably happens 20, 30 minutes at most into the movie. And that's kind of our like jumping off point for the rest. And then I don't think we see Lobo again in the movie after that.
It's like that Dungeons and Dragons movie, the paladin that shows up.
Yeah.
He's in the movie for like 20, 30 minutes, but he's so cool and so BA that he makes his mark, and then like he just literally walks off into the distance and we don't see him again.
It's the Illuminati in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's it's Michael Keaton in The Flash. It's
Yeah.
it's Spider-Man in Civil War. It's oh yeah, this is awesome. And now that's out there, and we can pull that up and bring that back later when we feel like it. All right, there, cool.
Yeah. And look, you don't get Jason Momoa to be Lobo because he's only going to be in a film.
All right. This brings me to like, okay, now we got to talk about the Jason Momoa of it all, because this is we as we've talked about our first like major like recast. Like we are taking one of the biggins and recycling them and like this this is our we're not coming back. This is our officially Aquaman is no longer on the table as of right now.
Out for Jason Momoa.
Well, it's just as of right now, we no longer know. We are back to square one as far as speculations go with what's going on with Aquaman in this world. Because now we can't even speculate that anything he has done in the previous few movies has happened until we see another actor who basically just says, oh yeah, all that happened. I just looked like this. You know, we can assume that there's no Aquaman as of right now.
I think that makes sense. I mean, it as much as he has kind of done, James Gunn has done the pick this, I'll keep this, I'll keep that. It's very clear that the main heroes are not continuing. We have a new Superman. We're gonna have a different Batman. We're gonna have a different Wonder Woman. So it goes to say that Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, we talk about the OG movie without all the special added things as far as casting is concerned.
Not getting what's his name back as Martian Manhunter, which is actually a bummer. I liked him as Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. So I think that's where this is again the first, like you said, the first major recast, but it is definitely now the stake in the ground of like, nope, none of those guys are coming back.
We're done.
That's done.
Let's go. Our Flash can be Wally. We're fine with our Flash can be Wally. We're gonna have 3 Green Lanterns at the end of this year.
And did you see that one where somebody was like, Grant Gustin, you got to make this happen as Flash, and and James Gunn is like, you had 9 seasons on TV, buddy. Yeah.
Wow.
Like he's not coming back.
I feel like you and I have talked about this on this channel before, but I'm going to talk about it again because it's hilarious. To this day, one of my favorite like YouTube videos, it may have been a TikTok video, honestly, was like after like season like 7 of The Flash or whatever, when it had really just jumped the shark, and it was like these writers in a room going, okay guys, we did it. We wrote the most batshit season of TV ever. They can't possibly renew us for another season. Debbie, you can finally go work on that motion picture you always wanted to make. Dave, that limited series HBO has been approaching you for, you can finally go work on that. And this is the executives calling. This is it. Yeah? 2 more seasons, and they all like
lose their minds.
I makes me laugh because I was a staunch defender of the Arrowverse until even I got to the point where I was like, y'all have lost the plot, which we then come to find out was, they hadn't lost the plot. Warner Brothers and DC at that time were just pulling the reins on what they could and could not do, to the degree where it was like, what are we doing? We've got 3 different Flashes having a lightsaber battle with lightning bolts. What are we doing? What are we doing? We killed John Constantine. You're not supposed to do that. You don't do that. You don't go through the legal. I'm getting off topic. Anyway,
the point is like none of those guys are coming back in those roles either.
No.
Could Grant Gustin be somebody else?
He's a good actor.
Good actor, maybe. I wouldn't bet on it.
Should he have at least had a cameo in the Flash movie, since Ezra Miller got to have a Flash cameo on the Flash TV show? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think. I'm trying to think about how to say this. I'm just going to say, I don't think we're going to see anybody from the Arrowverse in
No,
the Gunverse. I
no.
don't think.
It would be
1,000% not in the roles they played.
no. Stephen
But-
Amell's not coming back as Green Arrow. Although, if you were gonna do one, that's not a bad one to do. That's not bad. It's more when if you were to let Stephen Amell like not be more than just not Batman, because like Stephen Amell's again a good actor. He's funny when he gets the chance to be. So like if you let him be Green Arrow, that'd be fun. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what'd be fun is if they had Kingdom Come in 5 or 10 years and you brought him back to do that. I would have fun with that. Yeah.
Or if you did like live action Dark Knight Returns and he's the missing an arm.
Yes.
Because they kind of did that in the Arrowverse a little bit.
Yeah. But no, I think you're not getting those guys back. Stop asking. Just go back and rewatch them. Have fun with what you had. Don't worry about it.
I think at most you'll get like a brief cameo, you know, like something really dumb, something really funny, something meant to go like, haha. We did it. We did. That's you know, like a Henry Cavill as Wolverine for you know, it's great. We did it. The multiverse thing. Moving on.
But no, I really do think across the board he's going to be using new actors. I think Jason Momoa as Lobo, that's one of those things. It's too good. It's too good. It should have been what it was.
It's too perfect. It's entirely too perfect. It's also one of those Lobo as a character when you look at kind of what we already have set up in a way, not much, but that's a character you can get a lot of legs out of. That's a character that like you can put in there and then you can have them just kind of show up in. So when you look at especially if you're doing more stuff with Superman, Brainiac, Kryptonian, outer space lore, stuff like that, Green Lantern stuff.
Yes.
Tell me there's not a possibility of a Lobo cameo in a Green Lantern thing when you're dealing with a bounty hunter and space cops.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or the opening of Man of Tomorrow or Superman 2, if there's another Superman, is just the two of them fighting. And then finally Lobo going like, all right, you made your point. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking crypto with me. And he's like, go.
or you're fine. You made your point. You know, the mighty crab joys are the punkest of rock. It's fine. You know,
there you go.
Something like Lobo talks some shit about the mighty crab joys and Superman just decks him, you know.
But no, I think he's perfect for the role. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And he's like, as much as I didn't like him, I didn't like him as Aquaman, but I liked him in the movies. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't actually.
I like watching Jason Momoa be Momoa.
Oh,
but he wasn't Aquaman.
Okay, I get what you're saying. He, if they had gone with the 90s Grant Morrison heavy metal Aquaman, and they sold us on with that initial promo image.
Yes.
From day one, if we had gotten the Aquaman we were promised, we'd be singing a whole different tune right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they pivoted so hard, so fast in a way that really, it's kind of like with Thor over in the MCU, where it's like if you go back and watch the first Thor movie and then you get to Love and Thunder, it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened here?
You guys found out he was funny, so you let him run with it in 3, and then you went overboard with 4.
Yeah, you guys turned Taika Waititi into Tim Burton. You let him off leash. Never let Taika Waititi off. You never go full Taika.
Look, Thor Ragnarok is my second favorite movie of the MCU. You know, sparkles. You know.
Jeff Goldblum has no business being as good in that movie as he is. All right, guys.
Were you just waiting to call her trash? That's not what I was.
All right, guys. That is good. Let us. We are so off the rails. We're stoked for Lobo. Everyone's stoked for Lobo. Find me someone who's not stoked for Lobo, and I'll find you someone who's a chronic liar. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comments. On your way down, subscribe to the channel. It's on the way. It's efficient. Click the button, then comment. It's super easy. Follow us on all social media at DC Junction. Find me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
Find me across all social media at The Hustle Man.
That is going to do it for here, DC Junction. We'll see you guys again next time there is something DC to talk about.
Bye-bye.